Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, your son is going to be all right. He just has a case of hay fever, which means that when the pollen strikes every spring, he will sneeze and he will look like he's crying, but he's not. Mr. and Mrs. Richards, little Deborah has had an asthma attack. Maybe it was brought on by your smoking, or maybe it was the smog, but the point is she won't be able to run as far or as fast as the other children her age. Still, there are medicines, and if she takes them regularly, she'll be all right. Mr. Dermeyer, there was a complication during the delivery. The umbilical cord wrapped around the baby's neck, cutting off oxygen to the brain. We were able to untangle it, and the problem isn't fatal, but there will probably be lasting brain damage. Motor skills will almost certainly suffer, as will language. Your daughter will have difficulty speaking and understanding you, and her classmates will make fun of her in preschool, but just keep speaking slowly and clearly. And she will grow up to be a strong woman who finds her voice, discovers new ways to show her intellectual capacity, marries a man who is good to her and has a family with him. Everything will be all right. Mr. and Mrs. Martin, I'm afraid your son is gay. And it's hard to say if it's just his DNA, we just don't know. Mrs. Fitzpatrick, I'm afraid your son was born black. He'll be at increased risk for heart disease, sickle cell, juvenile, crime, gang violence, incarceration, but don't worry. With patience, love, nurturing, hard work, and good education, little Timmy, little Harold can grow up to be successful members of society, role models to kids like them and unlike them, who grow up in a world where everything's a little closer to all right. Mr. and Mrs. Oyen, your daughter was born a poet. The symptoms won't hit all at once, so here's what you look for. Around age 5, she'll develop an unusually strong affinity for limericks. During adolescence, her teen angst will be better researched and documented than that of her peers. By the time she reaches adulthood, she'll have begun to abandon conventional sentence structure, an ongoing quest to understand the uncomfortable truths she encounters, like, why does that boy claim to have allergies in the winter? Why does that girl not run with her classmates? Why are there cigarette burns on her arm? Why does that young woman who gets perfect scores on every test never raise her hand in class? Why do those two young men only look at each other that way when they think no one can see them? Why am I not doing anything about it? Her condition is not fatal, but there is no cure. She will live a long, almost healthy life, forever wondering why everything is not quite all right. Mom, Dad, your son was born giving a damn. For that, there is no cure.